everybody. My name is Jam.
Excuse me, Jam. I had to step in. Let me introduce you. No one likes to talk about themselves. Jam is a sales and marketing executive and entrepreneur. She's successfully running her agency's sales team and marketing tasks with AI, which has made them more effective and successful than ever before. Today, we dive into transforming your content creation process and supercharging your sales team operations by leveraging artificial intelligence. Buckle up as we unveil actionable strategies and innovative AI tools designed to elevate your business performance. Your journey towards enhanced efficiency and heightened profitability begins now. Let's get started.
So, AI is literally everywhere. It's on LinkedIn, it's in our politics, it's even a part of my kids' toys. Lego came out with a really cool AI toy. But it's so important that we continue our education and keep learning about AI because it is becoming a part of our future and present. I want to tell you a little bit about how I got started in AI. I've been a sales and marketing director for over a decade for a digital agency. And I've also been really interested in tech. Actually, before my last job, I owned my own agency and learned how to code and all of that fun stuff. So I've been following AI, and it was 2021. ChatGPT wrote its first article for The Guardian, and everyone was just amazed, and we couldn't believe how this technology was actually working. Fast forward a few years, and now this technology is available for $20 a month. You know, LLMs like ChatGPT and Bard, they're just available. And it's insane to me because that type of technology used to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to access. So one thing about me is that I can't relax. And so to turn my brain off, I like to watch reality TV. And during the time, there was this big scandal going on Vanderpump Rules, a Bravo show. And so their viewership was insane. There's over 6 million people watching every new episode live. And so I went to ChatGPT and I said, how can we monetize on this moment, ChatGPT? And ChatGPT actually came up with a product description, told me how to create a store to sell it on. It came up with the design of my product. It told me how to make it in Midjourney. It told me what to put on my product. And so we created this wine glass together. And it says for you to die, which is what Ariana tells her ex-boyfriend when she finds out he cheated on her. Very big deal. We created this and I sold so many of these. I became a star seller overnight, and it was honestly just like a silly, fun thing. I used a drop shipping service. I didn't spend more than $50 trying to set this up. And really, it was a test, and it showed me that this can be used in every part of my life. So I started automating my personal life. I had ChatGPT create custom scavenger hunts for my kids when I needed a little extra time at night. I started having ChatGPT create my health and wellness plans. I let go of my personal trainer who was not very happy about it, but sorry, she was costing me $900 a month, and I replaced her with my technology. And I also started using AI at work very aggressively. I've created AI tools for both my sales team, who's internal, and my external marketing team. So I started telling my friends about these tools I used because they were like, hey, Robyn, don't you want to go to work anymore? Like, why are you always just out on walks and hanging out? And I was like, well, I automated most of my sales job. So that's what I'm doing now. And so people were asking me to coffee and they wanted to learn how to do this for themselves. So it gave me the idea to start an on-demand training program. And from there, I started taking on clients to help build them custom AI libraries, which I'm going to show you here at the end. But between my marketing and sales knowledge, I did create an entire AI training program for salespeople specifically. And all of the training is built off of Northwestern Kellogg's executive sales program that I went through. I found their program a little bit archaic, so I added automation to every step. And then as far as the marketing goes, it's really just a place to learn how to use some of the tools I'm going to show you today. So let's jump into it already. We are going to go over what is AI. I'm going to show you some tips on how to use ChatGPT better than most people you know. We're going to talk about AI and your customer's experience, and then we're going to show you how to build an AI library. For those of you that saw me live, I know I had Jam 2 pop in and out, and I took her out for today, so, well, mostly. First, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. You know, there is a lot of hesitation around using AI. People are worried about how it's going to take over their jobs and their lives. And I really want you to think about all the ways you've been using AI already. So if you have social media and you're using those filters or those tools that kind of change your background, that's AI. If you have a banking institution, which I'm sure most of you do, if they sent you those questions about your mother's maiden name and your first car's make and model to get through security, that's all AI. If you have a Netflix account and it suggests videos for you to watch based on your past searches, that's AI as well. So AI has actually been around for a long time, and I really don't think it's going to take over, but it's the people who learn how to use it well that might. So let's dive into what AI actually is. AI is basically the broad idea that machines can be made to carry out human tasks, such as understanding language, recognizing patterns, and making decisions. All AI is based off of machine learning. So if you do a search for how to use AI, you're going to see a bunch of things about ML, and that's machine learning. This is a method by which we give computers the ability to learn from data. Instead of simply programming a computer to do one thing, we actually teach it how to use data and then make decisions by itself. Example would be if we gave a computer a bunch of pictures of cats, it would then realize how to find cats on the internet by itself eventually. So that's what machine learning is. Deep learning is a type of machine learning that processes data through layers of interconnected nodes or webs. Each layer breaks down the data further, making it deep. So an example of this would be if you are speaking to a voice assistant like Siri or Alexa, they recognize your voice, but then they take that and create a text pattern through it, and then they respond to that text. So as you can see, it's multiple levels going in deeper. Neural networks is where all the fun has been lately. These are structures used in deep learning. Think of them as a web or a network of nodes. Each node processes a bit of information, and together they create the entire output. An example of this would be trying to identify ingredients in a big mystery dish. Instead of tasting the whole dish, you would have a bunch of experts focusing on one ingredient. One might taste and recognize basil, another might identify chicken, and yet another might just taste garlic. But by the end, combining all of these ingredients and insights, it would give you a comprehensive understanding of the meal. So that's kind of what neural networks is. LLMs, and specifically ChatGPT, operate on a specific type of neural network called the transformer architecture. This architecture excels at handling sequences, which makes it particularly effective in understanding and creating language patterns. All right, so that's as techie as we're going to get, I promise. I want to go into my favorite LLM, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is built on an open source network. So what this means is that they have had the code available to developers all over the world. So while Bard and ChatGPT and Bing all came out around the same time, ChatGPT is much further along because it's had so many developers accessing it and building plugins to make it even better. It currently has over 1.6 billion users per month. That is insane. ChatGPT also gained 1 million users in its first week of its launch, which is really unheard of. So it does have a lot of great features. I'd say the one thing to note is that anything you put into ChatGPT is not secure. All of the data goes to training the system, and it's open for developers to take that data. So never, ever, ever upload any personal information, banking information, or information about your clients. Now, I do love ChatGPT, but these are some other LLMs, which stands for language learning model, by the way. These are other language learning models that I just love. Bard is the one that's built by Google, and it's much more secure than ChatGPT. It was built by Google developers, so you know it's good. It does integrate with your Google Drive, and they're constantly releasing new features and new updates. So definitely worth taking a look at. My favorite thing to use Bard for is their image to text. So I'm a person who likes to take notes and scribble, and I can take a picture of it and it'll get translated into text on Bard. My other favorite LLM is Meet Claude. Claude AI is more for like longer content. So Bard and ChatGPT, they get stuck at a certain number of characters, whereas Claude can continue the education. It also evokes a little bit more of a human tone, which I really like. Pi is one of my favorites as well. It's a EQ AI, so it actually will tell you stuff to make you feel better. You can talk about anything. Yesterday, when I was on stage, I wrote, "I'm feeling nervous, I'm on stage." And then it gives me a little bit of help here. And I'll just say, "I'm sad to leave Park City today." So it really tries to talk through things with you. And it's really interesting. You can also put this on your phone as an app, and you can assign a voice to it, and you can have full on conversations with Pi. It's definitely an interesting thing to do. I really wanted to give it a good try. So I put it on my phone and I had this 30-minute conversation with Pi about my dog who's not doing well. So it's a very, very awesome tool. Definitely try it out. All right, so let's go into these 5 tips to make you a better ChatGPT user. So number 1, I just want to reiterate that we're no longer starting at 0. We are starting at 80%. And what I mean by that is we used to start at 0 when we had to create content of any kind. We used to have to come up with the idea, do a brainstorming session. We had to really think about our audience and what they're looking for. And now we don't have to do that. Now we just simply type in a prompt of what we want and we'll get a first draft. So we're starting at 80%. I really, really want you all to continue to add your own 20% to take it to that finish line. You never want to be that person that just takes AI content and throws it on your website. First of all, it's detectable by Google. They know when you do that. Second of all, yes, AI is so cool, but being a human is even cooler, and we don't want to lose that aspect. I'm going to go over prompts, custom instructions, plugins, and data next. So prompts are how people are interacting with LLMs. One of the biggest new jobs in AI right now is a prompt engineer, and they are making big bucks. So this is how you're interacting with LLMs and training them to give you the right information that you need. So I'm going to switch my screen here. And we're going to head over to ChatGPT. And I just want to show you a new example. So this is what ChatGPT looks like when you log in. Um, you can write in your prompts down here, and this is actually where you access plugins. So as I mentioned, it's open source. It currently has over 6,000 plugins created. You can think of it as the App Store for Apple products. So I always search what's popular and what people are using. But if you hit all and you have 5 days free, you can go through all 6,000. Um, so you can just install the ones you want. And once they're installed, they'll show up here in your dropdown. And this is where you'll be turning them on and off. You can only do 3 plugins at a time. And some prompt engineers are now really focusing on how to combine plugins to get the best results for your chat GPT. The biggest one that I want right now is browse the web. So the browse the web feature is turned on, and we're going to go ahead and do a prompt. So I'm going to show you an example of a bad prompt versus a good prompt. So a bad prompt would be, give me a Facebook post about AI. It's pretty broad. Now, it's still going to give me a little bit better of a response than you guys would get because I do have custom instructions turned on, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So just think about what you used to have to do to get your Facebook calendar. So it knows all this stuff about my business because of custom instructions. But you used to have to hire a marketing agency, really think through each post, write each post. And now all you have to do is say, give me a social media content calendar for 1 week in a table format for jamout.ai. So again, that prompt is not like the one I showed you in my presentation, only because it has custom instructions turned on, so it knows all about it. But I love this. So I actually do use these. You can create a week's worth of content in just a minute. I'm going to hit stop, and I'm going to say add a column for popular hashtags. So it'll stop and redo it. Just wanted to show you how you can customize this. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to turn on custom instructions. You'll see it just will keep going. I'm going to hit stop just for sake of time. So custom instructions are in your settings, and you do have to be a Plus member. So custom instructions are where you educate ChatGPT about your business. And the more you give it, the better your content is in the chats that you have. So I have it educated all about Jam AI and how we work with people, what our products are, what our pricing is. A response style, you can always put in how you want it to respond. I have a lot of rules in here, as you can see. I hate the word unleash in technology content, so I'll put that in there as well. If you head to my blog, we have an entire how to create your ChatGPT instructions area, and you can just copy and paste it and fill it out. All right, back to the presentation, but oh wait, hold on. We forgot to do data. This is really important, especially for anyone who works with numbers, which is most of you. So there's something over here. You're going to go to advanced data analysis. By the way, they change the name of this all the time. And this is where you can attach a file. Let's see here. I'm going to add in, this is a Squarespace file that I have. I was trying to transfer my blogs. So, but you can upload any sort of file, any sort of data, and you can say something like, give me an overview of this data. And then it actually will look through it. It can reorganize data for you. One way I use this, but I didn't want to show you in this example just for privacy, is I have a list of my clients and I can have ChatGPT take their information, none of their personal information. I just have first names, locations, company name, and industry. But there's a lot that you can do with that type of information when you have it restructured for prospecting specifically. So, and you can also ask it to give you graphs. So I'm asking it to give me a graph of what this data is. I'm not sure how this will work because this is just an export of blog data, but let's see. You can get really, really specific with it. I do have another blog on our website all about different scenarios where you can use data. All right, it's finished working. All right, well, I don't understand this, but maybe some of you numbers people might. That is a lot. So any sort of data you want, you could ask for it to clean up your CSV files. You can ask for all sorts of different types of graphs. This is the first time I've seen anything like this. Normally they do like regular charts and things. That one was pretty wild. All right, I'm gonna go back to my presentation. So we went through prompts. We went through custom instructions and plugins, and we went through data. Now I want to talk about the customer experience. You know, people are looking for your content. Gone are the days of just the one annual review or a monthly newsletter. We want to know that we're working with the best type of professional for us. We want to know that you're a subject matter expert. So we will be watching your videos. We'll be taking your surveys. We're going to your Instagram and your TikToks, and we're looking for information. If I'm trying to buy my first home, I want to know that the person I'm working with has helped people do that before. If I'm looking for places for my parents to go retire, I want to find somebody who wrote a book on finding the best place for your parents. We really, really want to know that you are an expert. But you might be thinking, I don't have time to create all of this content, right? So there's a lot of tips and tricks to do it with AI. I'm going to show you one of my favorite strategies. It's called umbrella topics with AI tools. So this is pretty simple. We're going to come up with a topic, and then we're going to go to Google and Google a question about that topic. And then what it will do is show us questions that people are asking about that topic. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. We're going to go ahead and just Google how to use AI at work. So this is something for Jam AI. So you go down here and you'll see these people also ask, and you're going to click on questions that are similar to the one that you just asked. And every time you click it, it gives you more questions like that. So we just continue to do that. And you're probably wondering, Jam, why are you in here? Well, these are very valuable. These are questions around searches related to your topics. So I'm just going to take this for now, and then all you're going to do is you're going to highlight these questions. And we're going to go ahead and use AI to answer these questions. I usually like to use Claude just because, like I said, they're better for long form content. So I'm going to get an answer to each question. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those answers and create all of these Facebook posts. So as you can see, where will AI take us? Let's join in and see. Jam AI. And then I have all these hashtags that go with it. So you may be wondering, well, cool, but that seems like a lot of work. So all you're going to do is you're going to download this as a CSV, and then we're going to go to Canva. And this is such a great trick. People love this. We're going to go back to Canva. Oh, hold on one second. Share my screen. All right. All right, so this is Canva. I actually have my proposal in here. And we're going to create a social media post. I'm going to say Instagram post. I'm going to show you how to create hundreds or however many posts that you want to create in a matter of minutes. So I did a blank one. You could have chose a template there. Actually, you know what? Let me choose a template just for design purposes, because then it'll look really good. Instagram post. Let's choose, let's see, what do I like? Let's choose this. We're going to hit customize this template so it pops up in here. And again, Canva is amazing. It's so affordable and it's just really, really, really awesome. I have all my clients on it. So we're going to customize it. So all you have to do is get your brand on there. We'll do a quick logo situation. Mind you, I would make this look better if this wasn't a quick thing. I'm going to grab a picture that I like. I oftentimes use these jelly jars. And then we're going to put our website here. And then all we're going to do is we're going to select this text. We're going to go to apps, scroll down to bulk create. You're going to upload a CSV. And then you can see the text here from one of the columns. And then all you're going to do is you're going to go like this, hit these three buttons, and go to connect data. And then you'll hit text. You'll hit continue. And we're going to say generate 44 pages. And then what it does is it pulls in every single quote from that spreadsheet. So now we have 44 Instagram posts. You can also go ahead and just share them to your social media or schedule them out here. There's a handful of tools that you could use for scheduling your social media. This is one that I like to use. I also just like to use the Facebook Meta Business Manager. It's pretty easy to use. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about are videos. Everyone's looking to create videos, but they're not sure how. There's three ways that I suggest doing it. Number one is using ChatGPT to create your scripts. So I will show you a tool that I have that I'll give to you guys at the end as well, where you can just type in a topic and your company name and your audience, and it'll spit out a TikTok script for you to read. The next thing though is about YouTube videos. A lot of you have these long form, great videos that you paid a lot of money for. And it used to be a lot of money to get those cut up and chopped down. So there is a tool that I want to show you again. I'm going to share my screen. And it is called Opus Clip. And it's actually a really great tool specifically for video. Opus Clip is, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. I think it's around $45 a month. But if you think about how much it costs to have a video cut down, and I work at an agency that does that, I know that 10 hours is a minimum of $1,500, and we probably do somewhere between 5 and 10 clips. So all you do is you can drop a video link here or upload a video here, and it'll end up creating a bunch of videos for you. So I had a screen recording of Allegis Advisors Group. They have a 3-minute video on their homepage, and I had it cut down into all of these nice little clips. I chose 30 seconds or less. Um, it also gives you the post content that you could use and a score. So, like, this is how well it'll do on social media. Mind you, you can take random clips from the internet and use those for your Instagram or social, and it rebrands it with your logo. So, like, this one gets a 99 score, and it's from a video that Google made about AI. So, obviously, it's very good. Um, but yeah, this is a really, really great way to make clips for your company. All right, let's get back to the presentation. The other thing is, if you're not an author already, you should be. So there's no excuse to not be an author. I don't want you to create a book and try to sell it for money because that's cheating. But what you can do is create content for top of funnel marketing purposes. So again, go do that umbrella topics thing. And if there's a few questions that you see people are asking that you're very good at, write a book about it, write an ebook. I recently created an AI guide for executives because I did this strategy and people are loving it. I've had 344 downloads of the book and I put it out last week. So people are looking for content and information. This is an example of how you can use Claude to create your book. Again, I said this one's best for long form content. So I'm saying, help me create a book about how to help startups set up a 401k plan for their team. And right away, it comes out with this outline. Whatever you like, you can ask it to write the chapter next. So if I like chapter 1, I'll say, please write out the long form of chapter 1 for me. And by the end, you'll have a small book that people might download. Either way, it gives you cred for creating this content. This is a way to create social media posts outside of the way I just showed you. This is a extension called ChatGPT for Sheets. And it actually is amazing. You can teach it what to do. I'm going to show an example soon of how to do prospecting with it as well. But for this example, we're creating social media posts for DNVR Financial. We gave it some requirements. We said, write unique and creative social media posts, do it in the tone of George Clooney, but don't mention his name. And the topic is essential financial planning tips for small business owners in Denver. So it's pretty specific. I'm going to have it generate one. And then once I decide I like it, all I have to do is highlight it, put a couple dollar signs in the formula, and you just drag down that bottom right corner, and it'll end up creating however many posts you want. And then you can use that same trick that I just showed you in Canva to go create all that content. So this is a really, really great way to use ChatGPT in Sheets. And again, I did mention Bard came out with its AI in Google Drive. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen some people do this same type of thing. All right. So the other thing I wanted to show you is how you can create these videos of yourself. You can use it in an AI avatar like I did, or you can use your actual self. And it doesn't have to be in English. You can now speak any language you want. So take a look. So that was Mandarin, Dutch, and Norwegian. I forgot what the other one was. I use a tool called D/ID, and you can create any sort of video in D/ID. There's also a tool called Synthesa that is really, really, really good. So I highly recommend using that one as well. You can now provide custom emails for your clients. It's not enough to just send that weekly newsletter. You need to be in touch with them and they need to know that you're caring about them. A lot of times we get so caught up looking for new prospects that we ignore our current clients. And it's really them that are our biggest cheerleaders and our biggest area of opportunity. If you can make them feel good about working with you, they're going to tell their friends and family, and you're going to get more clients that way. So how can you make them feel good when you don't have enough time to write custom emails for all 1,000? That was Jam 2. I'm going to skip it. That was for the live version. So all you'll do is do ChatGPT for Sheets again. This time we're going to tell ChatGPT to write an email. This was just an example. So we're doing a professional email in the tone of Mila Kunis, but do not mention her name. And it's about a new supplement that helps increase energy. So I had it relate the company name to the topic. So that means that all these company names are going to be searched and they're going to be related to a supplement that helps increase energy. So not only does it have the person's first name, which is old news, we've been able to do that forever, but what it does is it creates a custom message about their company specifically relating to the topic at hand. So at the end, it does look like a very custom, nicely written email in the tone that you speak in. This is also very interesting because you can use another extension called YAMM, YAMM. It's a mail merge service. There's a bunch out there, and you can send these emails directly from the spreadsheet. You will need to get an SMTP server set up like SendGrid so you don't spam people. All right, creating realistic images. This is so fun. This was the first thing that I started training people on. I wrote a mid-journey document how to use it probably a month after it came out, and now it's so different. So I'm going to actually show you some mid-journey tricks, but the first thing I want to go to is actually ChatGPT because there's a plugin that is amazing for creating mid-journey prompts. So we're going to have a new conversation and I'm going to turn on a plugin and I have to turn one off. So I'm going to turn off Doc Maker and I'm going to swap that out for something called Photorealistic, which is right here. And to call out the plugin, you just type it in your prompt. So I'm going to say photo realistic. Give me a mid-journey prompt. Oops. Of a dog driving a car wearing an orange shirt. Make it very realistic. I should tell it what kind of dog, but I'm kind of curious what kind of dog it'll pick. So I'm gonna let the AI determine what type of dog. So that's going to be coming up here. Here we go. So it gives you 2 photo prompts usually, and I'm gonna get one going while you watch this come up because it actually does take a few, well, not a few minutes, but maybe 30 seconds for Midjourney to create the image. So I'm gonna copy this. I'll take you with me. You should see how this works. So we're gonna go to my other screen. You can see why I had a few technical difficulties yesterday going in between all of these different apps. All right, so you have to type /imagine, and then you can paste in your prompt. So you guys watch that develop. I'm going to grab the other prompt and get that going as well. You can have about 2 or 3 going at one time before it yells at you, which I always like to do. I always like to see the different types. So let's see, it says a dog driving a car, 16K digital photography, style is hyper realistic. Oh, and it's using an actual artist named Robert Bachtel, their specific style. So yeah, these are really cute. And they gave me lots of different types of dogs. I wasn't sure. So once, let me move this. Once it's done, you'll see that it drops down to the bottom, whereas this one tells you it's still going. It's only 78% done. So here's my final. I obviously love this one the most, but there's something going on with like the 2 steering wheels, but he looks very happy. So I'm going to say upscale that one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go to upscale 3. It'll choose that one. And then we'll do variations here. So, well, there's a clear winner to me, this guy. I like that he has an orange tie on. So I want more variations of this. So I'm going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4. He's number 2. I'm going to do V2. And it does give you a chance to make changes to your prompt here, but I love it. So I'm going to keep it. So here's my upscaled version. I can download this and it's really high quality. I can now use this in blog posts and social media. I can put it on my website. And actually, I'm going to save it because I really like it. You'll probably see it on my website soon. All right. And then let's see the variations. It didn't give us that different of images other than the guy's shirt has changed and they're looking a little bit of a different angle, different sunglasses. But you could probably see how this gets really addicting and it's really fun. You can do so much with it. So definitely try that out. All right, an AI library. This is what I wanted to show you, and it's so important. An AI library is a repository of information. So basically, this is what we do at Jam Out AI for our custom projects. We have a client right now where they are a home care company and they're a franchise. So they send nurses and caregivers to mostly elderly people's homes. Sometimes it's people who live alone recovering from surgery. But they're starting up and they hired us to create an AI library that focuses on their sales and marketing specifically. We also do a lot of projects around training, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So this is the internal hub. I took their logo off and stuff, but it's their internal hub. It's a website. They simply will just click on sales tools or marketing tools, and it'll go to custom pre-prompted tools that are built specifically for them in their style. I'm going to show you a couple of them that are not full of their information. So an example would be a social media campaign planner. So obviously when it's your custom AI library, it's not going to ask you your product or service. It already knows, but it will ask you like your campaign goal. A video script creator. It's literally just plug and play and it'll pop out a script and it's going to be using the tone of your brand, the style of your brand. It'll talk about your specific products. It'll have links to your website. It'll have the hashtags that are approved for you to use. So AI libraries are really, really important, especially when you're trying to get your whole prospecting team or new intern to understand how you communicate with your clients. It's really important to all have that same tone. So an elevator pitch, create a quiz. Quizzes are really popular right now as well. So that's an AI library example. And if any of you want more information on that, I'm happy to share my Jam AI custom library. But for time's sake, going to keep this moving along. So yeah, AI libraries are all the buzz. You can create them in a few different places. I like to use either Zapier if it's just like people don't care about how it looks. I use Zapier. If people do care about how they look, I use Squarespace. So this was built on Squarespace. All right. Oh, I did have an example here. This is an example of my AI blueprint proposal creator. So sometimes people come to us and they have custom AI projects that they want to create. And so what we'll do is we'll do an in-depth review of all of their processes, from their sales to marketing to all of their technology that they use to run their business. And then I have a couple AI web app developers that I work with, and together we'll create an AI blueprint that shows how you can automate parts of your entire business. So this thing actually helps me create a proposal in just a few seconds. I didn't speed up this screen grab. This is how fast it is. I'm skipping Jam 2 again. This is just a quick look at our website. We actually changed our URL to jamout.ai, and this is the portal. We have over 70 on-demand training and tools for people to access. So all of these tools are similar to the ones I showed you for the AI library, and they're not custom for your business, but you can customize them with your prompts here. But these allow you to have really specific outcomes, and it's good AI content that you can use without learning how to prompt LLMs and without using third-party websites that sometimes don't work or end up charging you an arm and a leg. So we did have a volunteer at the event to create a video of himself, and his name is Paul Coles. Here he is.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Coles as an avatar. Big shout out to my creator, Jam, and to Allegis Advisor Group for putting on this sky-high event. I've been to a lot of events lately, and this altitude conference, well, it's the Coachella of finance, the Woodstock of Wall Street. So let's turn the volume up to 11 and rock this conversation. See you in the VIP section of networking.
So to make videos like this, I do use that DID program. The Synthesa allows you to make an avatar as well, but it's very expensive. So DID is a little bit cheaper, but the mouth and head movements are like very AI, whereas the Synthesa ones are a little bit better in my opinion. I'm not going to do any live events right now, but I do want you to remember that you didn't start your profession to write social media posts and content. You started your profession because it's your passion and you're good at it. So let's all use AI to get all of these things done so we can focus on the things that really make us human, the things that we love. Please reach out. I'm so happy to talk to any of you and all of you about AI. And thank you for watching, and thank you for being a part of this presentation.